Больше похоже на тачку психоубийцы. Давай жми обратно к дамбе и попытайся прорваться.
Вот и все. Граната пошла! Ты смотри.
ценное оружие везем, ясно? Ну-ка отвалили все подальше, а то вам не жить, ясно, чё? Мочи их, парни!
Жить все умеют, а слабо умереть.
Сбрасываю автоматическую турель. Не оттягивай.
Похоже, это свои. Открывай ворота, а я пока свяжусь с Гиперионом. Нас обманули! Убейте их!
Моя мамочка будет очень недовольна. Я сделаю... Нет, я не хочу туда. Действуй осторожно, лапочка. Граната! Сейчас ты получишь!
Это чужак! Хватай его, жуткая пасть!
Осторожно, там безбашенный.
Ловить ловушку!
Не шевелись.
Ты прорвался? Отлично. Роланд должен быть где-то здесь. Уверена, ты сможешь за себя постоять, но вот Роланд... Позаботься о том, чтобы с ним ничего не случилось.
Надеюсь, тебе все прививки сделали. Если у тебя с деньгами порядок, то и со здоровьем будет порядок. Пока. Если у тебя есть донорские органы, помести их в приемник. Постарайся не умереть.
Они попросили меня сплетни.
Слушай, иди вперед! Я же немного прошу Рома. Всего миллион баксов. О, эта штука работает?
Они выслеживают Роланда с тех самых пор, как он вышвырнул их из убежища.
Я еще не сдох!
Должна была это предвидеть.
Дорогой Роланд, я не мог не заметить, что у кровомесов, с которыми ты сражаешься, весьма внушительный арсенал. Тебе бы тоже не мешало вооружить своих ребят чем-нибудь помощнее. А в моем магазине как раз полно качественного оружия с моими стволами. В этих кровомесов вообще
Бросайся! Подарочек!
убью тебя! Чертовы наемники!
Ты качаешься или...
Ладно, Гиперион. 100 000 баксов за Роланда. Это мое последнее слово. Свяжитесь со мной по эхо и начнем, наконец, переговоры.
Роланд нужен Гипериону. Даже если они не договорятся, там все равно ищут за ним людей. Так что поторопись.
Поздоровайся с гостями. Я и не собирался умирать. Плюх.
Дорогие кровомесы, я не мог не заметить, что у алых налетчиков, с которыми вы сражаетесь, весьма внушительный арсенал. Вам бы тоже не мешало вооружиться чем-нибудь помощнее. А в моем магазине как раз полно качественного оружия. С моими стволами вы этих алых налетчиков в 2 счета завалите.
Ты только посмотри на этих кровопийцев. Тебе не кажется, что из этих подводков на Пандоре будет только лучше?
Почему я горю?
Лови хлопушку!
Сопротивлению нужна информация Роланда о хранилище. Мы знаем, что Гиперион ищет его, но зачем непонятно. Спаси Роланда, когда, возможно, мы остановимся.
Вот они, мальчишки! Осторожнее. Кто еще хочет получить?
Какая прелесть! Ты попался в ловушку. Смерть приближается.
Правовесы, налетчики Роланда рвут нас на части. Будешь слишком крутые пушки. Но я придумал, как решить эту проблему. Возьмите себя в руки и перестаньте дохнуть пачками. И не надо предлагать нам купить оружие у этого Маркуса. Он живет в убежище, а значит он такая же вечная, как этот Роланд.
Скажи привет. Вот так!
Черт возьми, Гиперион! Я угробил половину своих людей, чтобы поймать самого опасного преступника на Пандоре. И не позволю, чтобы ты меня игнорировал. Может, 50 тысяч?
Ты попался в ловушку. Смерть приближается.
Я иду к тебе, детка.
Глаза тебя подвели. Вас всех обманул Мираж. Иду убивать.
вместе с смертью! Смотри на мое лицо! Подарочек! Граната!
Попался в ловушку. Смерть приближается.
И дайте этому шлакососу освободить Роланда. Если он уйдет, плакали наши денежки.
Внимание! Идет безбашенный! Сделай из них винегрет!
Маркус, бог! Нас с ребятами осенила идея. Очень хорошая.
Выдвигаясь на позицию!
Большой такой стильный храм. И он будет и дальше давать нам пушки. Еще больше пушек! Еще больше пушек! Еще!
Искатель хранилища, я так рад тебя видеть. Ты здорово валишь кровомесов. Одну секунду. Ну вот, и все. Теперь давай выбираться отсюда. Искатель! Останови эту хрень! Отпусти меня!
Вот наш красавчик Джек платит выкуп. Давненько не виделись, Роланд.
Солдат! Сюда! Помощь нужна!
С моей старухи! Познакомились!
Обещаю, скоро начну там заскориться.
Не бойся, я никому не скажу.
Давайте громче, парни, а то Маркус не услышит! Пушки! 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 Мы любим тебя, Маркус! Малышки носятся! Маркус, ты бог!
Граната!
Солдат, ты где? Останови ты эту сволочь!
Робот повел Роланда к барже. Догони их, пока они не скрылись.
Врачебную практику.
Патриотцы схватили Роланда. Твою... Джек ведь не прислал Вильгельма, да? Пожалуйста, скажи, что Джек не прислал Вильгельма.
Осторожно, гранат. Медик. Юнит уничтожен.
Постарайся не умереть. Приветствую тебя в моем магазинчике. Не умирай, я потеряю сотни копий.
Повреждение конечности. Нет. Граната выпущена. Инициирую протокол 87.
Здоровье!
Кровомессы, что происходит? Звуки стрельбы значительно громче обычного, а я еще не получил ответа от Гиприона. Ну, наконец-то! 20 баксов за Роланда, и это мое последнее слово!
Спасибо, солдат!
нож строителя, чтобы мы могли отсюда выбраться.
Срывать! Руки по ногам! То, что нужно! А вот и теперь! Гори! Созданного строителя!
Не прекращай стрелять! Взрыватель! Берегись! Убил!
Приготовься! Идут подкрепления! Яблочко!
Требуется ремонт.
Не волнуйся. Эй, спасибо! Спасибо. Встретимся в убежище. У меня есть план, как остановить Джека. Но без тебя он не сработает.
Ты спас Роланда. Планета ждала такого героя, как ты. Какое счастье, что Джек не прислал Вильгельма.
Солдат к бою готов.
Welcome to the Torn Corporation's Hunger for Violence Extravaganza! Tonight, we're gonna watch the Vault Hunter take on the ravenous Waddle Gobbler!
Как делище.
Вооружайся! Попадается сбош всякое барахло, мои автоматы решат проблему. Поздравляю с покупкой. Пушечки, славные пушечки. Высокое качество, низкие цены, никаких гарантий. Надеюсь, тебе все прививки сделали. Не трать когда будешь истекать кровью и уходить на тот свет. Вспомни, есть доктор Зет. Хочешь жить? Раскошеливайся.
I'm interviewing the only Torn contestant to survive a showdown with the Gobbler. Question time! Oh, looks like we're out of time. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Hey, get over here so I can whisper some things to you in secret. Really? The Gobbler fight is rigged. The Torn Board of Directors has made the Gobbler unbeatable, so it ain't all the contestants that get us a bunch of hits on the EchoNet. But I don't want you to die, because you're cool, and oh crap, I'm not whispering anymore, my bad! You can get into the kitchen, kill everybody, and poison the Gobbler's food. Once the poison takes effect, you can kill him. Also, I want him dead so I can eat him! He looks delicious! And we're back! The Vault Hunter's in the kitchen, but today there's a new item on the menu. Murder! Vault Hunter, kill the chef!
Спасибо.
Теперь он напоминает, что воспользоваться станцией планирования вы отказались.
Time spent here, president of the Torg Corporation. You do well to ignore Torg's instructions if you wish to stay alive. With the chef's dead, we can prepare our own meal for the cobbler. Get to the freezer!
Неудивительно.
Damn, that door's locked! Let me activate my remote lockpicking program! Lockpick! Wow!
Дуэль. Сейчас же.
We do not allow contestants in the meat locker. Leave at once. We gotta choose some meat for the gobbler's meal. Tug on the tastiest looking scab corpses. This is totally gonna get me fired, and I don't care! Keep grabbing that food!
Продолжай стрелять.
Эй, спасибо. Не бойся, я никому не скажу. Медик!
Все в порядке.
Скучали по мне? Я!
You're planning, but I don't like it. Tributes, get the Vault Hunter out of my kitchen.
Продолжай стрелять.
Those dudes didn't stand a chance. You almost feel bad for them, but then you start laughing because you were technically acting in self-defense, so screw them! Violence doesn't solve anything except for all the things it does! Now to grind up the meat! Get to the kitchen! Tord, as president, I demand to know why the hell the Vault Hunter is running around backstage. Just trying to mix things up! Your job is not to mix things up. Your job is to flex your muscles and do air guitar solos, idiot. Words can hurt! Let's get a grind in! Grind, grinder! Delicious! We're nearly done preparing the gobbler's meal! With the meat prepared, we only need one more ingredient. Deadly poison! Head to the stabber jabber nests! I ran out of explosives, so I'm actually going to open this door remotely without blowing it up! Psych!
Расскажи друзьям об арсенале Маркуса.
know you're following an idiot, yes? Tor created his explosive gun tech, then sold it to us for $12 and a high five. We kept him on purely for PR reasons. But you've both outlived your usefulness. Tribute, kill.
Ловите гранату!
Все нормально, я с тобой.
When God closes a door, I blow it the up! Hey, make sure to get a slag weapon on the way. Smack the jabber nest to wake him up. All right, now slag the jabber.
Подарочек! Подави!
I stashed a slag gun for you nearby.
Вот где пригодилось. Сбрасываю автоматическую турель.
Don't forget, the poison glands ain't strong enough to hurt the gobbler unless they're slag too. You gotta slag the jabbers before you kill them. You gotta slag the jabbers before you kill them. The poison glands ain't strong enough to hurt the gobbler unless they're slag too. You gotta slag the jabbers before you kill them. Don't forget to slag them before you back them. Rhyme scheme!
Пушки, пушки, пушки. До скорого. Вооружайся. Зачем копить деньги? В бою они тебе не помогут.
Kill it before the slag wears off!
Пушечки, салатные пушечки.
Tannis told me a single slag jabber gland would be enough to kill a monster the size of a planet. So get a few more! gobbler's dinner, and you'll be ready to fight him. Why do you insist on being a moron, Torg? This is why you lost a controlling share of your own company. I knew I should have killed you when I had the chance. Now add the poison glands to the marination vat. Hit that button to marinate the out of that meal. The meal's almost ready. Let's get cooking. Start the conveyor of cookery. That's it. You've gone off script one too many times, Torg. Today's meal is canceled. Chefs, shut down that oven. We can't stop now. Protect the oven. I swear by my abdominal muscles, I will eat the ravenous world I want that oven shut down. I want the Vault Hunter dead. And I want Mr. Torg's head on a plate. I want that oven shut down. I want the Vault Hunter dead. And I want Mr. Torg's head on a plate. Ah, good. The oven's off. Why not just head home, Vault Hunter? Restart the oven. I will not serve lukewarm food. The oven's off. Why not just head home, Vault Hunter? Shut down the oven! Our food is getting cold! Quest complete! Turn the oven back on! Ah, good. The oven's off. Why not just head home, Vault Hunter?
Отлично! Сейчас мы тебя укротим!
Эдди! Я скоро вновь тебя увижу.
Food's done! Go get it!
Мне выручки. Все так делают.
Чали по мне!
Если тебе что-нибудь
Подави!
My taste buds are aflame with the power of 1,000 nuclear bombs! My mouth is watering so much you could drown a small village in my cheeks! The taste apocalypse is upon us! If you kill that gobbler, Torg, it'll be your last meal. The board of directors and I can guarantee that.
Лишнего оружия не бывает. А зачем такому стиляге, как я, еще какое-то разрешение на врачебную практику? Смотри, чтоб тебя не убили.
You know why we made the gobbler invincible, Torg? So you could kill him. After dozens of failed attempts by other contestants, you were supposed to finally kill it on camera while wielding our most expensive guns. You would have looked like a hero. Why be a hero when you could eat one? You are the dumbest person in the world. I paid several other contestants to kill you if the gobbler can't, Vault Hunter. You and Torg will pay for your idiocy. Here comes the ravenous Waddle Gobbler! We've replaced this creature's normal food with poison! Let's see if he notices! He took the bait! Now just don't die until the poison takes effect!
Ага, выходи вперед!
Waddle Gobbler! No, you idiotic mercs! Don't shoot the gobbler, shoot the Vault Hunter! The poison's working! It's working! The gobbler is killable! Let the taste apocalypse begin! This is your last chance, Torg. Call this off, or you're out of the company. Whatever, I'll just work for Moxie and blow things up. Pro boner! Idiotic mercs! Don't shoot the gobbler, shoot the Vault Hunter!
Смертность,
The poison's
смертность,
working!
ерунда.
It's working! The gobbler is killable! Let the taste apocalypse begin!
А вот и дурак!
This is your last chance, Torg. Call this off, or you're out of the company. Whatever, I'll just work for Moxie and blow things up. Pro boner!
Нарезай себя в салат! Боеприпасы закончились.
Не волнуйся.
Ты мой спаситель. Бросаю хлопушку.
права мне возвращать.
Oh man, it's the Vault Hunter! You are awesome! Didn't you fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever thought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles, how silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I call him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a scat meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything. Where are you going? You don't want to hear my
Candace
story.
told me about this place the other day. She's pretty awesome. But this my grandma's a pretty big fan of yours. Did you go say hi to her?
Oh man, it's the Vault Hunter! You are awesome! Didn't you fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever thought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles, how silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I called him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a scat meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents, and... Ah, man, I've forgotten what I was talking about. Where was... Oh, right! The Blowhole the Apocalypse! So anyway, I was wrestling Blowhole to the ground, and I have my bicep curled around his blueberry throat. Blueberry? Sorry, I meant to say blubbery. I've got blueberries on the brain, I guess. I grow them in my backyard. Mr. Torg helped me plant them. Thanks again for that, grandson.
I love you, Grandma!
Anyway, I have my bicep around his blubbery throat, and Mr. Torg starts crying because he really likes whale squids, and he doesn't want to see me hurt one.
They are the princes of the ocean!
So I let the whale go after giving it a punch in the eyeball so he'll remember me, and it swam away into the ocean. And then I had Mr. Torg drive me to the ice cream parlor. He got me Rocky Road, because Rocky Road's my favorite. I'm extremely partial to the way the marshmallows act like little landmines of flavor amidst the battleground of chocolate. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Is it pistachio? I bet it's pistachio. Oh, that reminds me! You'll never guess who I saw today! Pistachio the Amazing! He's a magician who studied under Crazy Earl, so he's got that weird mustache, you know, but I saw him make a rack hive disappear. A whole rack hive! I said to Mr. Torg, Mr. Torg, wasn't that amazing? And he said, yes, it was, Grandma. Didn't you say that high five? You remember saying that?
I remember, Grandma!
And we stood in line afterward and got his autograph, and I thought I had it somewhere around here, but it's probably in the attic. I really ought to go up there and clean it out one of these days. I have so many little keepsakes up there. You're paying attention, right? Say, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, that's your favorite flavor of ice cream.
I'm sorry, Grandma! I'm sorry! They don't remember your favorite flavor of ice cream!
I'm finished telling stories. I'm sorry I wasted your time!
I have a thing! Oh, my grandma! Pretty big fan of yours! Could you go say hi to her?
Oh man, it's the Vault Hunter! You are awesome! Didn't you fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever fought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles. How silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry!
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I called him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time at a skag meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents. Oh man, I forgot what I was talking about. Where was it? Oh right, the Blowhole the Apocalypse. So anyway, I was wrestling Blowhole to the ground and I had my bicep curled around his blueberry throat. Blueberry? Sorry, I meant to say blubbery. I've got blueberries on the brain, I guess. I grow them in my backyard. Mr. Torg helped me plant them. Thanks again for that, grandson.
I love you, Grandma!
Anyway, I have my bicep around his blubbery throat, and Mr. Torg starts crying because he really likes whale squids, and he doesn't want to see the party.
They are the greatest of the ocean!
I let the whale go after giving it a punch in the eyeball so he'll remember me, and it swam away into the ocean. And then I had Mr. Torg drive me to the ice cream parlor. He got me Rocky Road, because Rocky Road's my favorite. I'm extremely partial to the way the marshmallows act like little landmines of flavor, and it's the battleground of chocolate. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Is it pistachio? I bet it's pistachio. Oh, that reminds me! You'll never guess who I saw today! Pistachio the Amazing! He's a magician who studied under Crazy Earl, so he's got that weird mustache, you know, but I saw him make a rack hive disappear. A whole rack hive! I said to Mr. Torg, Mr. Torg, wasn't that amazing? And he said, yes, it was, Grandma. Didn't you say that high five?
I remember, Grandma!
And we stood in line afterward and got his autograph, and I thought I had it somewhere around here, but it's probably in the attic. I really ought to go up there and clean it out one of these days. I have so many little keepsakes up there. You're paying attention, right? Say, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, so you are listening, how wonderful. You're an even better listener than my old pet rack, Beasto. Beasto was such a sweetie. You ever had a pet rack? If you can tame them, they are the sweetest pet you'll ever have. He used to just sit on my shoulder and bite chunks of flesh out of my neck to pass the time. I still remember the way he used to tweet. He went, tweet, tweet. It was so cute. I had a conversation with him once. I said, Mr. Beasto. He liked being called Mr. Beasto. It made him feel like an aristocrat. I said, Mr. Beasto, you're looking very cute today. And he said, oh, thank you, that's so nice. Or he tweeted in a way that made me know that's how he felt. And then he lowered his little head like he was taking a bow. It was adorable. Beasto was my third pet rack. First I had Woody. He got hit by a train. Then I had Anita. She got shot up trying to take vengeance on the train that killed Woody. And then I found Beasto making little poops on the windmill outside our house. After Mr. Torg and I wrestled her to the ground, I did a flying pile driver off a nearby tower tree. Got him straight in the spine and brought him down. We brought him in and fed him some skag steaks until he decided he loved us. I still miss Beasto sometimes. He just died of old age. Racks don't live much longer than a few years, but I treasured the time we had together. Oh, poor Mr. Torg. When Beasto died, he cried for a week. The kids made fun of him at school, but I told him not to pay them any mind.
Being in touch with your emotions is not a character flaw!
That's right, High Five. Is something wrong? You look confused, Vault Hunter. Oh, you probably haven't heard anyone call Mr. Torg High Five before. The world may know him as Mr. Torg, but the Flexingtons always refer to him using his middle name. It's a Flexington family tradition, after all, to use your grandfather or grandmother's name as your own middle name.
Продолжай стрелять.
Благодарю.
What could have asked for before he asked? He taught Mr. Torg dang near everything he knew about firearms. Without High Five's teachings, I don't think the Torg Corporation would exist at all. Gosh, I still remember the first gun Mr. Torg tried to make after his parents died. A Jacobs shotgun with a stick of dynamite attached to the barrel. Torg nearly blew his face off. Got up, dusted his mustache off, and swore that by the time he reached the age of 11, he would make a gun that fired explosions without killing the operator. And by golly, he did! It took a couple of dozen prototypes before he got the right combination of gun parts and explosives right. But once he did, woo-wee! I'll never forget the plume of smoke that used to be my neighbor's homestead. They were jerks though, so it's okay. Gosh, I've been talking your ear off for some time, haven't I? It's so kind of you to listen for this long. I've taken up too much of your time already. Please don't feel like you have to stick around any longer. As a matter of fact, take this for giving this old woman some company. Woo! You're even more attractive than... I've got another story for you, but I'd like to tell it to all of your friends at once. An old lady like me has to save it once. Oh, you still want to talk with me? How incredibly sweet of you. Say, you'll never guess who I saw today. Captain Scarlet. She was robbing my retirement home with a few other brigands, and I recognized her from her wanted poster, and I said, "Oh, hey, you fought the Vault Hunter, didn't you?" And she bowed all elegantly and said something like, "Indeed I did, madam," and said that you were really good at fighting, and that you beat her fair and square. She didn't seem to harbor much of a grudge about it. Nice girl. You should think about meeting up with her again if you're not shacked up with anybody, you know. I mean, of course, you probably are. Gorgeous hunk of a Vault Hunter like you. I bet you're beating away suitors left and right. Look, you're blushing. Oh, I could just eat you up. Mr. Torg was so scared of trying to get a date for such a long time. He used to go to parties in high school and just stand in the back without talking to anybody.
I am an introvert!
I tried to tell him, I said, don't worry about chasing love. If you chase your dreams, then love will follow. See, that's the thing people don't get. You watch Echo films and they're just awful. They teach you that the only way to be with someone is just to pursue them over and over until they decide they like you. In reality, you know when you like someone almost immediately. You can't really convince somebody to fall in love with you. You just look like a stalker. But if you do things that you're interested in, like making guns that explode or killing mercenaries, then people will see that confidence and skill you have and they'll be attracted to it. There's always a fine line between that kind of confidence and narcissism, you know? There's nothing worse than somebody who wants to be famous. I remember when Mr. Torg first sold his weapons tech to that board of directors, he was pretty egocentric for a while. Taking pictures of himself and posting them to the Echonet all the time. Trying to hobnob with every celebrity that used his weapons. He came back home one day with a supermodel under each arm and I said, "Mr. Torg, what are you doing? You've lost sight of who you are. It's been weeks since you actually created a new gun," I said. And it was true. He'd been more obsessed with being well known for doing something great than with actually doing something great.
It was a dark point in my life.
Thankfully, High Five listened to me and got to work on what would eventually become the Kerblaster. You a fan of the Kerblaster? That was always my favorite. That and the Flacker, which I know a lot of people hate. But there's more to combat than just brute efficiency in this old lady's eyes. Style counts for something. And there's nothing quite like filling the air with tiny little explosions. It's like a fireworks show, except the deaths aren't as sad and unexpected. Actually, that reminds me, now that you're here, I wanted to throw some ideas at you for feedback. I'm a playwright in my spare time, and I'm trying to write a story about an up-and-coming tournament fighter who tries to find love in a gladiatorial arena. And I figure you've got a lot of experience, so your feedback could really be valuable. So the play is called Broken Hearts and Broken Necks. Scene 1. Fade in on an arena, just after a battle. Body parts litter the stage. A lone warrior stands in the middle of the stage, a spotlight illuminating her blood-stained arms. She stands, holding her sword triumphantly aloft. Valkyrie. Is there no warrior who can challenge me? Must I be destined to spend my life as the strongest, the bravest, the most invincible warrior this galaxy has seen? For I am Valkyrie, scourge of the gladiatorial games! As she shakes her head in despair. From stage left enter Nodal, a janitor with a heavy heart and an even heavier conscience. He begins sweeping the body parts into a bin, which is colored green, and remember that because that's the color until melancholy overflows. He drops his bush broom to the floor and falls to his knees before delivering a heart-wrenching soliloquy. The blood cannot be washed away. Not before and not now. Even as I attempt to escape the past, which haunts me still. Must I live forever as a fraud, sweeping up the trash of others to hide my shame and avoid my pursuers? Must I forever remain on the periphery of joyful combat, ever watchful but never participating? Then, with a clatter of armor, Valkyrie re-enters from stage right. Good morrow, lowly janitor. I heard a noise and thought it worth investigating. Oh, great Valkyrie, 'twas nothing but the wails of those souls you released from their bodies tonight. Souls that wail in agony as they fly upward to Valhalla. Fools! What have they to wail about? Their agonies are over, ended at the point of my sword. Mine, however, have only yet begun, for it is lonely at the top, and an unchallenged life is a boring one. No, Don, listen. If only I were able to tell her my true identity, I would give her a fight she would not soon forget. Back to Valkyrie. Yes, ma'am, boredom is the true tragedy. May you one day find challenge in combat. Stupid. Nodon picks up a giant two-armed bastard sword with almost no effort. Valkyrie whispers, "What is this?" Excellent. Stage left. Valkyrie. What strength this janitor possessed? Who is he to pick up a bastard sword with but 2 fingers? What hidden power does he hold? What secrets does he keep? I will endeavor to uncover his past in the hopes that our swords may cross in battle! Excellent. End of scene 1. Scene 2. The interior of the governor's house. The table is set with myriad teas and biscuits and... Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you for the feedback on the first scene. Did you like it? Oh, wonderful. I'll continue then. Scene 2. The governess enters from stage left. Governess. I refuse to respond to these absurd accusations. Her husband looks at her quizzically. Governor. And what accusations may those be? Governess. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to get feedback on the play yet. But what about you? What are you up to? Tell Grandma Flexington all about it. I bet you've had some amazing adventures. Mr. Torg told me about the time you all played bunkers and badasses together. He said it was one of the most fun and welcoming experiences of his life.
Grandpa! You're embarrassing me!
Sorry, sweetie, but really, you and the Vault Hunters are his first real pals. It wasn't easy for Mr. Torg to make friends at school when he had facial hair at age 8, pecs at 8.5, and dead parents by age 9. People found him intimidating. But I told him that he should be thankful for the fact that he looks different. Anyone who wouldn't be friends with you based on appearance wouldn't be a very good friend anyway. But he really does like hanging out with all of you. Most people these days want Tord to pose for pictures or blow something up by flexing at it. It's not often he gets to sit down and play games with people. Oh, speaking of games, did you play Going Back to the House yet? It's a new echo simulation about exploring a log cabin you lived in when you were a kid. There's no violence or anything. You just walk around looking at cereal boxes and remembering people you made out with. I really like where echo sims have gone in the past few years, don't you? There seem to be a lot more of them with interesting things to do beyond shooting people, and the writing has gotten so tight inside. For instance, did you ever play The Samurai's Marker? The whole game's story was delivered through haiku. Did Zero write it or something? No, I'm just joshing. I know you're too busy for that. But oh yeah, I was playing at the end of the pointed gun last night on my Echo Sim player, and wow, is that funny. It's about a guy who punches people and smacks himself in the face with doors. Easily one of the best punch-related comedy sims ever. But oh, I'm really looking forward to this game called Robot Hunter Assault Squadron, which is this big randomized survival game about throwing bottles at trees and accidentally scaring birds. In the demo version, I scared a bird so hard it died. 10 out of 10 in my book. But what kind of things do you do for fun? You play any sports? You look like you might be into some of the more extreme stuff, like spine hurdling or psycho head volleyball. I knew an athlete a lot like you when I was younger. Her name was Nijo, and she was especially gifted at the giblet toss. That's an old pastime we had back when I was younger. Idea was you punch a convict, and then see how far you could make their viscera fly across a big field. You got points based on distance and the size of the viscera. She won the final round of the giblet toss championship by getting a left eyeball to cross the 300-meter mark. They said she was juicing with iridium, but I think they were just angry that she dethroned the reigning champ, misogynistic Jeff. People really liked him for some reason. Hey, what's your favorite food? Mine's burgers, personally. People look at you like you're a pleb or something when you say you like burgers, but just think of all the things you can do with them. You can change out the patty, play around with the toppings, change what sides you have. You ever have a burger with veggie chips? Gosh, I all but forgot about fries for about a year after I discovered the veggie chip combo. And I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but those veggie patties they make on the more upper class worlds are crazy good. Better than real meat if you cook it right. Mr. Tord tried to be vegetarian once after he saw a fluff bear get run over by a truck. How long did you last again?
12 seconds!
Barely even finished the word vegetarian before he lunged at a skag chew I was holding in my left hand. Nearly lost a finger. Granted, he's always been partial to skag chews or skag bacon. Don't know why, since I always felt like skags tasted like old tires and vomit. But to each his own. Taste is a funny thing. People say your taste buds get more refined as time goes on, but they actually get worse and worse. So when Mr. Tord used to refuse vegetables as a kid, it's because he was actually tasting how awful they were. When we old folks eat vegetables, we're only okay with it because we can't taste all the gross vitamins and stuff. Granted, vitamins are what have kept me going for as long as I've been going. You get enough B12 in your system and you can headbutt a freight train without so much as a bruise. That reminds me, I need to get my pills ready for the rest of the week. I have one of those little metal containers split into different sections for each day. It's really helpful. And the sides are sharp enough that I can use it to ward off burglars if I need to. What else do I have to do this week? Probably head to the bazaar, pick up some frozen spider and flanks. Gotta bring my coat though, because it gets kind of chilly in the freezer section. What else do I need? Oh, I need Schwartzman's candy drops. Gosh, those are delicious. They're so smooth and sweet. Just thinking about them, I could go for one right now, couldn't you? Do you think you could go find me one?
Yeah! Friendship is awesome!
Без паники.
Спасибо. Продолжай стрелять!
Спасибо за спасение моей души. Хотя она...
Лови ствол, ух, блин, больше так делать не буду. Зачем как винтик? Мою они тебе не помогут.
Пора тренироваться. Поздоровайтесь! Ничего личного! Ну ты хотел...
Не
Oh, wonderful! Bring it back here and I'll finish my story.
Автоматическая турель готова к бою! Срочная новость! Турели убивают!
Капитализм взывает к тебе. Прощай, друг. Если пойдешь в другой магазин, я тебя убью.
Thank you so much! I'll eat this later while sitting by the fireplace telling Mr. Torg stories of days gone by. There's just nothing like a good roaring fireplace, is there? Something healing and safe. Maybe that's why our family likes explosions so much. They're basically just big fireplaces. Every explosion feels just like coming home. Oh, maybe that'd be a good slogan for the Torg Corporation. Don't you think, High Five? Oh, don't be silly. It's a wonderful slogan and you know it. I used to come up with slogans for a living when I was in my teens. I came up with the jingle for Professor Gunsight's Can't Miss Scopes. How'd it go again? Oh, yeah! If you try to shoot but you miss a lot, then give Professor Gunsight's Scopes a shot. Ha! And then they played a gunshot sound effect and someone going, ah! It was cute. But gosh, I've been talking for a while now, haven't I? Thanks for bringing your friends to listen to an old woman ramble for a while. I can't tell you how great it is to have somebody new to talk to, especially a vault hunter. Oh, and one more thing. No, actually, that could probably wait. Just something about vaults and the end of the universe. Anyway, here. I always spoil my friends, just like I spoiled my grandson.
Ух ты, это же...
Enjoy it! Conversation! Beep, 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 beep. Ow!
Пушки, пушки, пушки. Вооружайся!
Крутизна.
Верный ствол за плечом. Гарантия безопасности. Я всегда готов купить то, что тебе не нужно.
Ну что, выходим?
Либо покупай, либо вали отсюда!
Внимание, копейщики! Я хочу задать вам один вопрос. Всего один. Несколько лет назад мы были врагами, но это время прошло. Я рад видеть вас здесь, в убежище. Однако я знаю, вы пришли, потому что у вас не было выбора. Я знаю, что там творится. Знаю, что армия Джека прокатилась по планете песчаной бурей, сметая все на своем пути. Когда я вступил в Аллах...
Тебе приходилось слышать об оркидах? Говорят, эти твари могут трансформироваться, если сильно пострадают.
Вот, возьми этот шприц с мутагеном.
Я не победим. Работы сейчас нет, отвали.
Приятное ведь дело с искателем хранилищ.
Если вы слышите это сообщение и способны трезво мыслить, направляйтесь в убежище. Мне плевать, что вам сказал Джек и как хорошо вы вооружены. Армия Гипериона уничтожит вас. Если вы хотите выжить, берите пушку. Я обращаюсь к бойцам Малого Копья, оставшимся на Пандоре. Генерал Нокс убит, и учитывая, как низко Копье ценит жизнь...
Здорово, Роланд, говорит красавчик Джек. Помнишь такого? Мои ребята надрали вам за...
Если красавчика Джека не остановить,
у меня
нам
к тебе
всем
дело.
крышка.
Не обращай внимания. Это он так здоровается.
Нет ничего. Точно, извини. Привет. Слушай, солдат, давай на чистоту. Войну мы проигрываем. Мы уже столько лет пытаемся остановить Джека, убиваем его людей, нападаем на шахты, и все без толку. Но тебя ведь не смог убить ни Джек, ни потрошители с кровомесами. Да и наши слились жопы, цело только благодаря тебе.
Спасибо, кстати.
Нам нужна твоя помощь. Это вопрос жизни и смерти. Раньше мы думали, что Джек хочет открыть хранилище и стереть нас с лица Пандоры. Но судя по данным, которые мы добыли после нападения на конвой, мы ошибались.
Что?
Он не собирается открывать хранилище. Он хочет его контролировать.
Я просто повторю вопрос. Что?
Хранилище, которое ищет Джек, не тюрьма и не склад оружия, а живое существо. Это древний иридианский воин, который способен стереть с лица Пандоры все живое. Он подчиняется тому, кто его разбудит.
Паршиво.
Да, если воин разбудит Джек. Но если мы его опередим...
То сможем разнести его в пух и прах. Вот это уже другая тема.
Есть проблема. Для этого нужен ключ от хранилища. И у Джека он уже есть. Если Танис уже побеседовала с тобой...
И ее не стошнило, когда она тебя увидела? С ней это бывает.
Возможно, она сказала тебе, что этот ключ должен быть заряжен иридием. Нам нельзя терять времени. Каждая горстка иридия, добытая Джеком, приближает его к цели. А если кто и знает о том, где хранится ключ, то это мой шпион в Тундре Экспресс. Собирать информацию у него получается так же хорошо, как и пить. Думаю, сейчас он отсыпается после вчерашнего. И его из пушки не разбудишь. Я все объясню, когда выберемся отсюда. Если у тебя огненного оружия нет, купи у Маркуса.
Привет, добыча.
Славные пушечки! Приятное ведь дело с искателем хранилищ.
Нет ничего.
Прекрасно. Тебе нужно заставить парочку маркетов трансформироваться. Сделай инъекцию в их кокон.
Ты подашь сигнал нашему человеку. Держу пари, сейчас он спит после вчерашней пьянки. Так что его нужно разбудить. Подожги несколько варкидов, это будет в самый раз. У тебя огненная пушка есть?
Крутизна.
Вот, теперь ты сможешь подпалить варкидов. Удачной охоты. Варкиды будут верещать только в том случае, если их поджечь. Нормалек. Теперь подожги еще
еще несколько, пока этот не сдох. Кое-кто даже считает их безмозглым пушечным мясом, не замечая их красоты. О мой бог, это отвратительно! Убей его, убей!
Дайте новый магазин! Такой злой, такой громкий и мертвый.
Привет, искатель хранилища. Добро пожаловать в колонналетчика. Извини, что тебе пришлось меня будить. Возможно, вчера я слишком увлекся, отмечал удачный рейд. Мы здорово потрепали конвой миллиона. Да, кровокрыл. Тише, тише. Ну что, через Тундру экспресс чуть позже миллион. Если мои данные верны, а обычно это так и есть, то в одном из вагонов находится ключ от хранилища. Мой совет — делай как я.
Привет,
Укради
привет,
ключ,
добыча.
напейся, отрубись. Без ключа Джек не сможет управлять воином. Надеюсь, ты понимаешь, что нам нужен этот поезд. Поговори с моей подругой Тиной, она нам поможет. Я пару раз... Если ты...
Заходи, тут весело.
мордоплею за разбойником крался. Зверюга подумал, ох, красота, как вдруг... Разбойник взорвался. Привет! Роланд рассказал мне о тебе. Он расхлебывал дерьмо в том деле с генералом Рейнсидом. Так что за мной должок. Значит, ты хочешь остановить поезд? Легко! Сейчас я познакомлю тебя с дамочками. Я бегу, 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 я бегу вот сюда. Я бегу, 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 бегу. Вот это Сюси-Пуси обнимайся, а это Фелиция Секси-Мур. Эти крутозадые тетки могли бы остановить поезд, но, к сожалению, пару дней назад разбойники украли их жопы. Верни их мне!
Тина может показаться странной, но она лучший взрывник на Панторе. Делай то, что она скажет, тогда сможешь остановить поезд и добыть ключ. Это я тебе гарантирую.
Попался! Ага! Я солгал! Никто не убьет меня безнаказанно! Никто!
Граната пошла!
Ты лузер!
встречи!
Я его уложу.
Тащи их сюда, я сделаю отличных, крутозадых дамочек, которые остановят для вас поезд.
Я его уложу.
Кто следующий, а? Так просто я не сдохну. Граната пошла! Нет, не сегодня!
Получай. Прочувствуй. Я его уложу.
Не шевелись.
Вот и все.
Секунду, подожди, все будет круто. Вали из моей мастерской, девочка. Я не люблю, когда смотрят. Я маленький чайник для горячих сердец. Есть у меня попа, есть конец. Ставим бомбу тетке в попу и взорвем и все к чертям. Мягко, мягко, мягко. Ё-моё, отпадны вас везде девчонки. Ну, заработал. Сестрички мои хорошки. Бери, 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 бери.
нейтрализовать Голиафа!
Вы с моей старушкой познакомились?
Когда захочешь устроить взрыв, ткни в живот. Такими штуками я люблю управлять издалека. Ух ты! Поезд идет! Обратный отсчет. 10, 9. Мне скучно. Сожги всех детей!
Результат? Поезд сделал бум. Ключ все еще там, на шельфе. Залезь на груду обломков. Достанешь.
Лезь, малыш, а не то поедет крыш. Этот рэп я сама написала.
Давай уладим это дело.
Обыщи вагоны. Возможно, ключ находится в самом бронированном.
Капитализм взывает к тебе. Я кого угодно на ноги поставлю. Заходи еще. Если у тебя с деньгами порядок, то и со здоровьем будет порядок. Продано! Если будет худо, приходи ко мне, я тебя уплатаю. Высокое качество, низкие цены, никаких гарантий.
любознателен.
Это было несложно.
Не волнуйся. Если бы Джек действительно хотел защитить ключ, то не отправил бы его поездом. Он бы поручил Вильгельму охранять ключ. О боже.
Это ловушка! Ключа в поезде нет! Приказываю отступить. Прости, солдат, но с Вильгельмом ты не справишься, уж поверь мне.
Послушай, в Новой Гавани Вильгельм чуть всех нас не убил, а сам не получил ни царапины. Если все плохо, просто убегай. Роланд ошибается. Ты победишь, Вильгельм, обещаю.
Я исчезаю. Все в порядке. Ты убил Вильгельма? Дьявол. У Джека нет шансов.
Не забудь подобрать энергоблок, который выделил Вильгельм. Сенсоры говорят, что он уникален. Отнеси его Роланду. Возможно, он станет личным источником энергии гигантских щитов.
А вот и турель!
Вау, такого энергоблока больше. Точно передал раньше, все ж нам этот. Пусть мы так и не нашли ключ, но хоть убежище будет в безопасности. Ух ты! Браво! Ура! Всем шампанского за мой счет! Значит, удалось найти энергоблок, да? Ну все, игры кончились, я тебя предупреждал. Подтяни штанишки, теперь вам, искателям, не сдобровать. Ой, извините за неверные данные, честное слово. Я думал, что ключ в поезде. Я возмещу вам ущерб, ладно? Если встретимся в убежище, пиво за мой счет. Что скажешь, кровокрыл?
Пару лет назад Вильгельм практически разгромил остальных искателей убежища. А тебе удалось доказать, что ты сильнее их. Отлично.